Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing tonight? Welcome to this Friday with me, Betty Kialo. Well, I trust that you've had a great week. If not, you know what? I'm normally here every Friday to make sure that, of course, the week actually ends really, really well. Well, I have had a great time planning tonight's show. We have, of course, the top stories from across the country. Our reporters from across the country have done a fantastic job, of course, to make sure you are updated. But apart from that, I'm telling you, we have little people with big dreams. Wacha niwaambie kuna moja anaitwa Katuosis. Yani this guy, he's a truck driver first of all. He's short stature, but lakini ile truck anaendesha, ana drive. Ni ile inaitwa mama yao. So he's going to be joining us. Of course, we also have a fantastic lady who's such a joyful one called Peggy. She is actually from, she's also from the United States, and she's a motivational speaker. We also have another lady called Ruth Mweni. She's Miss Confidence, a Paralympian. So we're going to be having a conversation with them. Tomorrow, actually, they will be having Dwarfism Day right here in Kenya, and we'll be talking about that. Apart from that, of course, we also have Willis Ochieng, who's going to be joining us live and direct from Kisii County, teaching us those difficult pronunciations. Well, it's going to be a fantastic one and a half hours, so to speak. Let's get started with the highlights.
The High Court has issued fresh interim directions temporarily lifting the earlier suspension of the planned nationwide police recruitment. Coast leaders are now urging that Hassan Joho be considered as deputy president and William Ruto's running mate in 2027 as ODM marks its 20-year anniversary in Mombasa. The IEBC has summoned all Kasipul constituency by-election candidates following recent incidents of violence and chaos in the area.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Of course, our sign language interpreter tonight is Valen. Bueno, let's just begin with the top stories. And we begin with stories from the coast, and ODM leaders from the coast region are tonight pushing for Mining Cabinet Secretary Ali Hassan Joho to become President William Ruto's running mate in 2027 if ODM enters a coalition with UDA. Now, the leaders speaking during ODM's 20th anniversary celebrations in Mombasa argued that Joho has previously delivered overwhelming support for Raila Odinga in the region and would bolster President Ruto's ticket. Apollo.
Mombasa City came to a standstill as ODM painted the streets orange to celebrate the party's 20 years of existence since 2005. The coast region, long considered an ODM stronghold, after backing the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga in previous elections, is now demanding that the Orange Party leadership return the favor by supporting Mining Cabinet Secretary Hassan Joho as President William Ruto's running mate in 2027.
Na hapo 2027, we will claim our position in the government, in the government. Sisi tuko na wetu, tutamweka pale, lazima sikike. Hassan Ali Joho lazima apewe heshima yake.
Mimi ni mwito wangu kwa wale wenzetu wa Nyanza na sehemu nyingine. Sisi tumewasupport kwa miaka mingi, mara hii tunasema uongozi wa ODM uwe nyuma ya Hassan Ali Joho kwenye bendera ya kushika, hata kama atapewa deputy president wa taifa hili, kama tutaingia kwenye coalition, sisi tunasema apewe Hassan Ali Joho kwa sababu yeye ana ile tajriba ya kuweza kuweka watu wote pamoja.
The push comes just weeks after ODM leader Oburu Oginga said in an interview that the party would accept nothing less than the deputy president's position in 2027.
Kwa sasa mpaka 2027 tunashirikiana na serikali hii ya broad based. Tunashirikiana, lakini pale mbele tutachipanga tutaambiana ukweli, ndiposa tuinue bendera ya chama cha ODM mbele. Lazima na sisi tushinde.
Amid the fanfare in the coastal city, where ODM held parallel events for the youth, women, and persons with disabilities, party leaders called for unity and warned against those seeking to create divisions within the party.
ODM si chama kilichojazaliwa kama siri. Nasikia kuna wengine ambao wanatembea nasi mchana, lakini usiku wanajaribu kuuza hii chama. Haiwezekani. ODM was not born in a bedroom. It was not made in a bedroom. So its future will not be discussed as pillow talk.
Mheshimiwa Winnie Odinga, wengi wanasema mambo ambayo waliambiwa na baba wakiwa peke yao. Kila mtu anasema hiyo, na najua hatuwezi kusikizana ni nini baba alituambia tukiwa peke yetu. Na situfuate ile alisema tukiwa wote basi. Situfuate ile alisema tukiwa wote basi. Baba alituambia tukiwa wote ya kwamba we must keep the identity of this party called ODM as a separate entity from any other.
Ahead of Friday's official commencement of the celebrations, party leader Oburu Oginga and other members of the ODM leadership. Ahead of Friday's official commencement of the celebrations, party leader Oburu Oginga and other members of the ODM leadership were endorsed by the party's National Governing Council. The celebrations also turned into a tribute to Odinga for steering the party for 20 years and grooming a generation of leaders behind him.
Ikifika mwaka 2027, we are either going to be the ones forming government or we are going to be part of government.
Baba alisema ile famous quote ya Martin Luther King. Akasema, I have been to the mountain top. I have seen the glory land. I may not get there with you, but together you will get there.
As women of ODM, the last words Baba gave us when we were with Brenda of Shafco and the other women and Irene Mayaka, he requested us to do a book for the women, a founder's book. And we were able to do that. ODM is ODM. ODM will stand. ODM is one. ODM is what we believe in.
ODM at 20 celebrations mark a crucial turning point for the party on how it survives and remains politically relevant in a post-Odinga era in 2027 and beyond. Apul Kamau, TV47 in Mombasa.
Now, the High Court has lifted the suspension on the nationwide police recruitment, paving the way for the exercise to proceed on Monday as earlier scheduled. Now, the temporary freeze had been issued following a petition by activist Eliud Matindi, who challenged the legality of the process. Faith Wangari reports.
The High Court has now cleared the way for Monday's nationwide police recruitment after lifting the orders that had halted the exercise earlier this week. This comes after Inspector General filed certificate of urgency, a move that Justice Bahati Wamuya suspended the orders issued on November 10, 2025 in a notice of motion restoring the situation that existed before the recruitment was stopped. The decision now allows the Monday recruitment to proceed as planned across the country, easing pressure on security agencies that had been caught in a mandate dispute. The Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja has this evening flagged off the exercise, which he says will be free and fair.
Any of our officers involved in corruption, we will carry out appropriate actions. So these are free exercise.
Pending the hearing of a petitioner's application, the status quo before the suspension is restored, allowing the police recruitment exercise scheduled for November 17th to proceed, setting the next mention on 17th November 2025. The court has directed the petitioner and all parties to promptly serve and respond to the application, petition and the court orders, ensuring the affidavits of service are filed within the specified deadline. This is to guarantee that all interested parties are fully informed and that the case proceeds without unnecessary delays. Failure to comply may attract legal consequences. The exercise targets at least 10,000 recruits across the country and will be conducted in 427 centers across the country. IG says the exercise will run from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I'm now calling upon the young people of this country, both men and women, with the qualifications that the service requires to recruit, to come out in big numbers.
The lifting of the orders provides relief to the National Police Service, which has been preparing for the countrywide recruitment amid ongoing security reforms. Faith Wangari, TV 47, Nairobi.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission has summoned all candidates in the Kasipul constituency by-election following reports of escalating chaos. Now, IEBC Chairperson Erastus Ethekon says the hearing will take place on Monday at the Commission's headquarters, coming just days after violent clashes between supporters that left 2 people dead. Take a look.
In a press conference Friday morning, the electoral body IEBC said it has summoned the candidates in the upcoming Kasipul constituency by-election over recent acts of violence. The candidates will now have to appear before IEBC on Monday next week.
We have empaneled the Code of Conduct Enforcement Committee, which will commence its work on Monday, to summon those candidates in Kasipul and anybody who has information on what happened in Kasipul.
The recent violent clashes left 2 people dead during a campaign event, while several others were injured. According to police, gunshots were fired during the chaos.
Any person who involves himself in a manner that causes breach of the law, the National Police Service will not allow. And we are going to do our work as guided by the Constitution.
IEBC now says any candidate who will breach the Electoral Code of Conduct will face strict sanctions, which could lead to withdrawal of their candidature in the race.
Any breaches of the Code of Conduct, of course, will attract penalties, will attract some form of punishment.
There is need for the candidates, including during the by-elections, to sign a political decency and accountability charter, committing themselves to conduct themselves according to the law.
The intense race to succeed the late Charles Ongondowere is now again pitting Philip Aroko against the son of the late rival, and Boyd Owere, just like his father, is accusing Aroko of playing it dirty. But even as the election D-Day approaches in fortnight, the police maintain that they will stop at nothing in their pursuit of the suspects behind the tragic events in Nyalenda sub-county that claimed the lives of 2 people.
We must conduct ourselves in a manner that ensures that we maintain security throughout.
3 DCI officers were seriously injured during the raid at the residence of former Kasipul MP Ongondowere in Kachen Village, Central Kasipul Ward, as they attempted to arrest suspects linked to the recent killings of 2 youths in Opondo area. As the clock ticks towards the upcoming by-elections, IEBC says is ready for the litmus test and very ready to deliver credible elections despite the numerous challenges facing them. Elizabeth Motuko, TV 47, Anniversary Towers, Nairobi.
All right, now Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu has called on the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions to exercise leniency in cases involving young people arrested during this year's election-related protests. Now, addressing Parliament during its 13th opening session, President Samia urged prosecutors to withdraw charges against youth who she says were influenced by peers rather than driven by criminal intent. Or she further announced the establishment of a commission of inquiry to probe the post-election killings, a process that now places the police and her administration under scrutiny.
Kwenye vurugu zilizotokea tarehe 29 siku ya uchaguzi hapa nchini kwetu. Mungu awape malazi mema ya amani. Amen. Mimi binafsi, waheshimiwa wabunge, nimehuzunishwa sana na tukio lile. Natoa pole kwa familia zote zilizopoteza wapendwa wao, na tunaomba Mwenyezi Mungu kama tulivyoomba awapumzishe kwa amani. Aidha, kwa majeruhi tunawaombea wapone kwa haraka, na kwa wale waliopoteza mali zao tunawaomba wawe na stahamala na uvumilivu. Serikali imechukua hatua ya kuunda tume ya kuchunguza yaliyotokea, yani inquiry commission, ili tujue kiini cha tatizo. Taarifa hiyo itatuongoza kujielekeza kwenye mazungumzo ya kuleta maelewano na amani.
Now, a section of Muslim leaders is calling for the immediate resignation of SUPKEM National Chairperson Hassan Olenado after CCTV footage emerged showing him pointing a firearm at peaceful protesters outside the organization's headquarters. As Samira Mohammed reports, the leaders now want President William Ruto and the Attorney General to intervene and facilitate fresh elections to prevent further unrest within SUPKEM.
A video depicting deep-rooted trouble within the Supreme Council of Kenyan Muslims surfaced. The CCTV footage capturing SUPKEM National Chairman Hassan Olenado shooting at peaceful protesters outside SUPKEM headquarters in Nairobi CBD. An incident which has forced a section of Muslims in the country to call for the immediate resignation of the SUPKEM National Chairman.
Olenado, ni dini hujasoma ama uko pale kwa siasa. Tafadhali mimi naweza kukwambia dini haichanganywi na siasa. Dini ni dini, siasa ni siasa.
The contention revolves around two factions that are fighting to control the organization. A fight they now say is threatening to split the troubled council.
Kenyans, and in particular the Muslim community, are outraged by the viral video clip in circulation clearly showing the so-called chairman of the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims repeatedly shooting at an armed Muslim youth outside Islamia House, Nairobi.
The section of leaders now wants President William Ruto in the office of the Attorney General to intervene and ensure that a fresh election is held to avoid such violence going forward.
Whatever is happening between now, him and the registrar's office is a kind of a monkey business that we are not sure what is happening. And we need government to investigate this.
According to SUPKEM Director General Latis Shaban, the council chair Hassan Olenado is now a threat to SUPKEM's fraternity and the Muslim faithful in the country.
The incident is enough reason for the government of Kenya to move swiftly to arrest and disarm this individual as a matter of great urgency.
The clerics have warned that unless changes are made to restore integrity and openness within the council's leadership, SUPKEM risks losing its legitimacy among the faithful, especially at the grassroots level where communities rely heavily on its services. Samira Mohammed for TV47.
All right, let's now move on to other top stories of the day. We now move on to junior secondary school intern teachers have issued a strike notice warning they will take to the streets if the Teacher Service Commission fails to convert their contracts to permanent and pensionable terms by January. All this story has been prepared by Maluse Meshak. Take a look.
With mounting frustration, junior secondary school intern teachers are accusing the government of subjecting them to unfair treatment and poor pay despite carrying out full teaching duties in schools.
The stipend that the government is giving us as the intern teachers is not enough for the work that we are doing for them.
Several of the teachers openly criticized President William Ruto, claiming he misled Kenyans by stating that they are on a 2-year internship contract, contrary to what they say is stipulated in the agreement with the government.
We are saying we are wasting a Kenyan generation, and therefore, ladies and gentlemen, teachers of this country, we have to stand tall.
Addressing journalists in Meru, Tharaka Nithi, Garissa and here in Nairobi, the teachers demanded that the TSC grants them permanent employment and provides them with a comprehensive medical insurance cover.
The transition to PNP and also compensated for the period they have served.
They also lamented the low monthly stipend of 17,000 Kenyan shillings, saying it is insufficient to sustain the living expenses.
Walimu wa interns wameteseka sana wakilipwa 70,000.
The Kuppet Union, the NAT Union, if you don't stand with us today, we will not stand with you tomorrow.
Many of these teachers, especially those handling science subjects, insist that their services will be critically needed come January and are urging the government to regularize their employment status. Meanwhile, their counterparts in Nairobi have issued a stern warning. They will take to the streets this coming Monday if their grievances are not addressed.
The Cabinet Secretary for Information Communications and the Digital Economy, William Kabogo, has defended the proposed amendments to the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Amendment Act 2025, saying they are designed to curb emerging digital threats, including identity theft, SIM swap fraud, cyberbullying, deepfakes, and online exploitation. While Kabogo emphasized that the reforms do not curtail freedom of expression nor introduce expanded state surveillance. Instead, he said the bill modernizes the definition of cyber offenses, tightens privacy safeguards through court oversight, and reinforces Kenya's wider cybersecurity strategy, including enhanced operations by South Kenya. Let's take a look at that.
So it's very clear. It includes the behavior that is likely to cause harm or suicide. That is a new thing. Phishing, identity theft, virtual assets and digital accounts. These are things that, we passed the law the other day on virtual assets. We also have court orders that can remove harmful content. Mark my words, court orders. We can now get courts to give orders to shut down some of these things that cause problems for Kenyans, not for government. We have a very strong computer incident response, what we call KESAT, for incident response. We have the National Cyber Security Committee. And now, of late, we have just passed creation of the National Cyber Security Agency, under which the National Cyber Committee, NC4, will be working with independent budget. So what we are telling Kenyans is that we have actually enhanced a budget to deal with cyberspace crime.
All right, let's now move on to some business news. And Pesapal has entered a major regional partnership with KCB Bank Kenya to digitize and streamline fuel station operations across East Africa. Now, the deal will see Pesapal's forecourt management system deployed to more than 10,000 fuel dealers, integrating fuel dispensing, sales monitoring, inventory tracking, and payment reconciliation into one platform. Well, now KCB will tap real-time data from the system to extend stock financing and working capital to dealers as part of its oil and gas value chain, offering both institutions. Well, they say the collaboration will boost efficiency, transparency, and credit access in the sector undergoing rapid regulatory and digital reforms.
You're talking about efficiencies that is going to be brought through innovation. And that's why we collaborated and we've partnered with Pesapal so that our customers can actually enjoy seamless life as we innovate to meet their financial requirements.
Now, Diamond Trust Bank is expanding its footprint in Kenya as it deepens digital banking solutions for micro, small and medium enterprises. Now, the newest branch, located at Chief Gitonga building, aims to boost local economic activity with tailored lending, supply chain financing and a suite of digital services. While DTB says the expansion responds to rising demand for formal financial tools among traders, farmers and emerging entrepreneurs. Now, as World Quality Week wraps up, Dairyland is celebrating a major milestone in Kenya's food manufacturing industry. The company's chocolate plant has secured the globally recognized FCCPP 2000 food quality certification, a first of its kind for a local producer. Now, the certification elevates Dairyland into the ranks of top-tier manufacturers, upholding strict standards of safety, hygiene, and product integrity. Now, the company says the achievement underscores its commitment to curbing food poisoning incidents and expanding its competitiveness in international markets.
Our chocolate plant has achieved one of the highest food safety and quality certifications called FSSC 22000, and that's why we are here today. So I think with raw materials, the global supply chain continue to be complex, and I think with the world changing, with wars around the world, shipping routes continue to be compromised. But I think what we assure our customers as a brand, we are committed to bringing you the best. We'd rather not have the products than bring you something substandard.
Also, accessing the raw materials. We could go months without access to that material because guys will hoard. But I can say the situation is currently improving. At least things are started to slowly come back to normal. But what we normally do, we have strategies that we make sure we have enough stocks. We partner with our suppliers. We got to have alternatives such that in case such a thing ever happens again, we're able to quickly adapt to that.
All right, let's now get sporty. And we start, of course, with the top stories in sports. And on the 21st of this month, Nairobi will host the biggest boxing event in the region. Friday Fight Night Kalakoda Promotions is set to debut a new international boxing series in East Africa. Duncan Mutua reports on the build-up to this high-stakes showdown. Take a look.
1 week to go for the region to witness one of the biggest boxing events as Kalakoda Promotions debuts Friday Fight Nights at Mass House, Nairobi, with the event Nightmare Nairobi marking the launch of a premier international boxing series in East Africa.
Mashabiki wakuje kwa wingi. Game itakuwa nzuri sana sana. Ndio ukiangalia hizo bout ni nzuri, hakuna bout ya kubahatisha.
You guys, you should expect fireworks on the fight night. Let's come and support all the boxers, not just me.
The event will feature a world-class 10-fight card featuring former WBC world champion Fatuma Zarika, who will face off against Alima Vunajebi of Tanzania in a 10-round super featherweight category.
Sasa nimerudi ulingoni hata kama nilikuwa nimejificha, but bado nilikuwa na train.
African Boxing Union middleweight champion Rayton Okwiri and Ugandan Mohamed Sebaya will headline the male main bout.
I promise my fans na watu wananifuatilia wakuja witness knockout, manake nimejiandaa vyema.
Kenya George Onyango will face Bariki Aibon of Tanzania, while Joshua Wasike face Tanzanian Shabani Koeneka.
Opponent, I don't underestimate anyone, but I'm ready, I'm preparing for him.
The night will bring together top professional boxers from Kenya, Tanzania, DRC, South Africa, and United Kingdom. Jamie Devine of United Kingdom awaits Kenyan Christopher Osicho, while South African Felix Logenberg will make his professional boxing debut against Jeremy Deche of Kenya.
Mimi sinanga vitisho mingi, lakini come November 21st, you will know I'm the real king and I'm the real deal.
Nakwambia ile siku tutapatana, hiyo siku tutapanda hapo kwa jukwaa.
Blending sports and entertainment, the night will include a celebrity exhibition bout between Brahim Ouma and Robert Agego. Duncan Mutua, TV 47 Sports.
Well, definitely, that's something to look forward to, honestly. We will be there next Friday. Pale Bolas checking out who's going to win it. And I hear some of us will also be in the ring, so you better look out for that. All right, so let's move on. And I just love the threats there already, just the build-up is amazing. All right, let's move on to other top stories. And the government says the curtain wall structure of the Talanta City Stadium will be completed by the end of December. putting the project on track ahead of the February 2026 deadline for the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations. While Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports Cabinet Secretary Salim Vuria confirmed that the facility is now 66% complete. He added that more than 54 VIP boxes have entered the final phase of painting and finishing works, signaling ready a steady progress at the 60,000-seater complex.
On the overall, we are now at 66% as of now, and we are in good progress to ensure that all the deadlines are going to be met. So by end of December, the external works and the physical infrastructure of the project will be done. But of course, this project is not just the stadium. You know, we are looking at auxiliary works. KPLC will have to come here, and many other ministries are also going to come to support the operationalization of this project. And therefore, in terms of operationalizing this project, we should be operationalizing this by February.
All right, so hapo ndo tumemaliza the first part of the show. Of course, you know, we had to get the serious stuff done first. But of course, like I started saying, the show tonight is going to be so interesting. I'm so glad to have my guests. So at least usimamu nipatie hug. Fiti sana. Nimekuona aki pale hivyo on Instagram.
Yes.
You're so popular.
I know.
Hey, humility just walked out of the door. Welcome. Let me say hi to the lovely ladies. Great to see you. Nice to see you. Ruth, what's up? How are you doing? So, of course, like I mentioned, tonight is going to be a fantastic night. We also have Willis Ocheng. It's going to be a great show. Don't go away. We'll be right back. You guys are...
Yes, good.
No more excuses. It's time to rise, grind, and own your mornings. Join Coach Shadrach Oma every Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 6 a.m. Only on TV 47. Full body workouts, zero equipment, maximum results. Start strong, stay strong. TV 47 Fitness with Coach Shadrach. Only on TV 47. Looking for the perfect way to kick off your weekend?
Pole. Hiyo ni salamu ya Mluya kabisa.
Tune in to Friday with Betty, the most exciting show on TV.
Betty, one tear gas. Betty, I don't know where this guy's going.
From the latest news and trends to unforgettable moments.
Hey, mimi ni simpa. Hiyo naona nakubali.
Wewe ni simpa.
Friday with Betty is your go-to show for a fabulous Friday night.
Theological, meteorologist, what is that word, Willis?
Tune in this and every Friday at 9 p.m. and let's make your Fridays unforgettable. Only on TV 47. Enjoy uninterrupted live streaming of your favorite programs on TV 47 and Radio 47 on the go with our new mobile-friendly website. Experience the future of broadcasting. Visit www.tv47.digital or scan this QR code and stream your way to endless news and entertainment. Welcome to the home of untold stories.
This is Kenya's #1 talk show, Dr. Freke tonight. My name is the Eagle himself. Dr. Freke is my name.
We are flipping the script, but guess what? Or should I say, guess who is taking over tonight's show?
Anyway, furahia umekaa na kasipuni. CP unit ni Punet.
So you guys knew about...
Piga.
Sawa basi. Nasema, that gave you the whole time.
I don't want to go back to brokenness.
Never.
I just love the high life. Siwezi taka kuimagine ati nimesota.
You'll have to watch to find out. Tune in every Wednesday from 7:30 p.m.
Next time you need fresh lemon juice, microwave a lemon for 7 to 10 seconds. Then roll the lemon back and forth under your palm on the counter. When you squeeze, you'll get more juice from the lemon with way less effort.
Start your day with Relationship Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. with Ann Odida. Dive deep into the dynamics of love, friendship, and family as we explore the stories that shape our connections. Then satisfy your appetite with Tasty Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. where Anne serves up delicious recipes, cooking tips, and the latest food trends to inspire your next meal. Relationship Wednesday and Tasty Wednesday every Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on Morning Cafe.